sleep?
I'm all of it.
Yeah. Okay. Tried to give you as much time as I could there.
Yeah, that's fine.
I just want to remind you again that we are being audio and video recorded, okay?
Yeah, that's fine. Next time.
I'll just say for the benefit of the record here that I came to talk to you to see if you wanted to, at this point, speak with a lawyer. You mentioned not at this time.
Well, eventually I will. I don't know, I mean, yesterday I think I sort of thought I had something like I know exactly what I want to say to him, but now I'm just really confused.
Okay.
I don't know, I'm really confused. I still don't understand,
Okay,
I'm still just kind of in shock. I didn't see.
Let me just say, before you say anything else, I'll also remind you, nothing's changed since the last time I talked to you in terms of your charges. Okay, it's still the same 4 counts of murder, first-degree murder, and 1 count of attempt murder. And when I talked to you before, I read you what your rights are the same. You can talk to a lawyer at any time if you wish to. Just let me know. But I also told you that whatever you say can be used as evidence. And that if anybody, any other police officer, any other authority figures told you that you had to talk to me, that's not the case. You do not have to talk to me. And so that all is still in effect right now, okay?
Okay, yeah, I understand.
What's on your mind?
I just, I might, unfortunately, I might need a bit more time before I'm able to speak again. I don't know, I still feel like I'm kind of in shock. I don't know. I don't know if I can really explain it.
Have things changed for you in the last couple hours? The way you're thinking about this?
It's complicated.
Yeah, okay. When I left you last time, I went back upstairs. You can understand this is a massive investigation for us, right?
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
So our officers are out there gathering evidence, talking to people, looking at video, all that stuff. And as that comes in, I've been reviewing it and just come up with some things I need to clarify with you. One of the things is that you mentioned that you drive a pickup truck.
Yeah.
Did drive a pickup truck. Is that a truck you've had for a long time?
No, it isn't.
Okay. There's damage to your truck now as a result of what happened. Prior to that happening, was there any damage to it that you can think of? Anything significant?
No.
No? Okay. We talked a little bit before about you in the past feeling depressed, and even as recently as Saturday, feeling depressed about things. Have you ever been diagnosed with anything in relation to your mental health?
No.
Do you take any medication for anything like that?
No.
What I noticed I noticed this earlier. I meant to ask you your shirt.
It's just a meme. Just for the meme.
What's a meme?
It's just a joke. It's meant to look like a Crusader shirt. It's just a joke.
A Crusader shirt?
Yeah.
Okay. Is there some significance to that?
It was just as a joke.
In relation to the events that happened yesterday? Okay. Can you explain that joke to me?
No, I can't do it at the moment. Maybe later.
Okay.
I'm still just not in the state I really can.
One of the things I've done since, again, maybe it was reading these statements put in by other officers. Do you remember being dealt with by officers at the scene when you were arrested?
Yeah, I was very cocky.
Yeah.
But
why is that?
I don't know. Well, I don't know. I guess I felt like a relief off my chest at first, but it all changed, shortly afterwards.
Okay. One of the things that I read was that when you'd been arrested and placed in one of the police cruisers in the back seat, and that an officer was speaking with you there, and you had your hands cuffed behind your back, and you made a point of turning or pushing both your hands around to your left side and flashing the OK symbol at the officer.
Mm-hmm.
Do you recall doing that?
Yes.
Is there a meaning behind that?
Yes.
Can you explain that to me?
Again, I'll just ask that and a bit later when I've collected myself, I'll try to bring it together and explain things in more detail to you.
All right. Well, just so you know how this process works, you're going to go to court today, okay? Do you understand that? Did you know that?
Yeah, sort of.
Yeah.
I kind of figured that was going to happen.
Right. So we have to have you in front of a judge within 24 hours of you being arrested. You weren't arrested until, 9-ish or so last night. But court, you have to be put in court at the next available time, and that's today during the day, okay? So I'll come and talk to you whenever you want to talk to me. I want to get a clearest understanding as I can before you go to court today, so we can present a clear picture to the Crown attorneys. You talked a lot about motivation, inspiration.
Yeah, I know, but
a message.
I don't just. Now I'm just feeling shock. I don't know. It just still hasn't really registered.
Okay.
I don't understand really why.
But you did. I mean, I know. I understand you being in shock. Not. Maybe everything's sinking in fully, but we talked at length about that, or you did.
I did, yeah. I do kind of remember that.
Okay. So, you talked about March being the month where this things kind of changed for you, that you decided you were going to go down this path.
Yeah.
And one of the bonus byproducts of this is that other people are going to be inspired by it.
Yes.
And that other people like you are going to take up that cause.
Yes.
So here's where I'm having a little bit of difficulty. You want to inspire other people to take up the cause, other people that are fed up the way you were fed up. And you want them to look at you the way you looked at the guy in the UK that did something similar. It's
not. I'm not telling anyone to look at anything anyway. I'm not expecting anything really. I have no idea what the future holds.
Mm-hmm. So, I mean, this is something you thought a lot about. But when it comes to telling me what your plan was, what the research that you had done, you don't tell me about that. This is your chance to tell me. This is your chance to tell me the whole thing, to tell everyone the whole thing, as opposed to it looking like an impulse decision that you made. So all these other people that you think that you may inspire, all they're going to see is that you just made an impulse decision, not that you thought long and hard about this, that you made plans to do this. You did research. This wasn't just a whim.
Well, I'm not really in control of a lot of things, so that's just the way it is.
You're not in control of yourself?
I mean, I don't really, that just is just the way it is, I guess.
You were very confident last night that your actions would inspire people.
Probably. I mean,
Yeah.
I was inspired by others, so
Yeah.
probably.
But do you think that when people find out that this was just an impulse decision that you did on a whim, that they're going to be inspired by that? Or are they going to be inspired by the research and the thought and the planning that you put into it?
Well, I don't.
And your reasons for doing it.
Well, I don't understand. I don't understand. I'm just a little sorry. I'm just a little bit confused at what your point is, because I already told you quite a bit, and it's just since then I've been kind of like, wait a minute, what the hell? And I'm just kind of trying to collect myself, so I don't. I'm not really sure I can say much more than that right now. I'm not sure what else to say.
Okay. How about this? You mentioned that you've done a lot of research about this.
Okay.
What does that mean, research?
Basically just, I guess just trying to figure out what wasn't being reported.
Okay. By the media?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. What about research into actually carrying out this act? I know you mentioned prior to doing it yesterday, you read about the guy that did it with a vehicle. And you mentioned you could do that, and you could show other people that you don't need a gun to do it, you could use a vehicle. Do you recall saying that?
Yes, sort of.
Okay. It might not have been your exact words, but I think that was the message. You recently purchased a pickup truck. Is that right?
Yes.
Did you purchase that pickup truck for this purpose?
I can neither confirm nor deny at this point.
A lot of people get their information from the internet now. I would say most people do. When they're doing research. Did you go on the internet and research what type of vehicle could do the type of thing that you did yesterday?
I can, until I speak to my lawyer, I can't really speak of the details of the actions that I carried out.
Okay, that's fine. Do you want to? We can talk to a lawyer right now. Let's get out there and get you on the phone with a lawyer.
I need some time, I think, before I can talk to a lawyer.
Okay, that's fine. And like I said, you don't have to talk to me.
I know,
right?
I understand.
Okay.
And
you don't
I might not be able to give you what you're asking for.
And you don't have to answer my questions.
Right. But your questions concerning my actions, I probably can't really answer right now.
Okay.
So it just depends what you're asking, I guess.
Okay.
Until I speak to a lawyer and maybe have a bit more time.
Okay. I just want you to, you don't want to really talk about that until you talk to a lawyer, but you also don't want to talk to a lawyer right now.
Well, I just feel like I just can't right now.
Okay. Why is that?
I just need a bit of time.
Like, we can put you in touch with one, but you're thinking you need more time to think about this before you speak with a lawyer?
Yeah.
Okay. I told you that one of the things we're going to do is obtain a search warrant for your residence.
Yeah.
Just out of an abundance of caution for the officers that go to your residence, is there anything that they need to be worried about going in there?
No, there's nothing.
Are they going to be hurt by anything?
No, there's no one in there. There's no traps or anything. No, it's just a bit of a mess. But yeah, there's nothing there.
Is there anything of concern in there?
No, I promise there's nothing. There's nothing.
What about in your vehicle?
Nothing. I thought they would have searched it already.
They will. Well, again, we have to have our authorization to do that. A judge's authorization to do that.
There's nothing in there.
Do you think that the reality of this situation is starting to set in a little bit?
Yes, sir.
And it seems to have changed your demeanor somewhat.
Yes, sir.
Since we talked last night. I don't know this, Nathaniel, but I assume you have people in your life that are important to you. That means something to you.
What is your point?
My point is that if you had people in your life that you loved or were really important to you, and someone had killed them in a manner similar to what happened yesterday, do you think you'd want me or another police officer to do everything they could to get to the bottom of it and understand everything? Would you want the police to do that?
Sure.
That's what I'm trying to do.
I understand.
For other people.
I understand, sir.
Okay. I'm not trying to be a dick or anything like that.
No, you're doing your job.
I am, and I'm kind of. There's a. You killed an entire family, except for one little boy.
Yeah, that's a pretty extreme thing.
Yeah. And so that little boy, there's not going to be any understanding on his behalf. He's not going to understand this.
I understand that.
For a lot of years, but there's a greater community out there. Just human beings in our community want the police to understand this fully and get to the bottom of it. And that's why I'm asking these questions.
Yes, sir. I understand.
You mentioned when we were speaking last time that there was probably several times where you weren't sure if you would ever do this or if you could ever do this.
No, yeah, it just didn't seem like, it didn't. I did say that, yeah.
So I'm wondering, Nate, if since March, since that's the month you kind of discussed or put it as kind of like the starting point for this. Have there been times when you've gone out in your pickup truck with the intention of doing this, but it didn't happen?
No.
You you knew it was going to be yesterday that this happened?
No, but I wanted to wait till the summer if I did anything.
Why is that?
I just wanted, I don't know, a few more months of freedom, I guess.
Okay.
Or more just time to like think and stuff, I guess.
Okay. Did you ever go out, maybe not with the intention of doing it on that date, but go out in your pickup truck to scope things out, practice where you were going to go?
I can neither confirm nor deny at this present time.
Okay. So I think I mentioned earlier too that one of the things we do as police officers in almost any investigation into a crime is we canvass the areas around where it happens. And in those canvases we're looking for eyewitnesses, people that saw what happened, so they can tell us what they saw. But the other thing we do is look for video cameras. There's security cameras everywhere now. Most stores, lots of residences, cameras that belong to the city that monitor certain intersections.
Yeah, sorry. I
I
understand.
know your mind's maybe racing a little bit now.
Yeah, I understand. Well, yeah, I understand.
So you can understand that there's potential that your vehicle, you would have been captured on video surveillance cameras.
Well, likely.
Yeah.
Probably.
Okay. So do you know then what we saw then at that intersection on a video security camera footage?
Well, I mean, you can tell me if you did.
No, so I guess I don't want to play guessing games. I'm not trying to play games, but what we know now is that your vehicle was traveling northbound on Hyde Park Road and went through the intersection where the family was standing. It went through, and at some point north of that intersection, you would have had to turn around and come back.
Mm-hmm. I did.
You did do that?
Yeah.
Tell me your thought process.
I can't speak of it at this current time.
Okay. So while you're going northbound, you saw that family standing there?
Yes.
Okay. And made the decision that you needed to turn around?
Yes.
How fast were you driving?
I don't remember.
Do you remember seeing that family clearly there?
At this at this current time, I don't wish to speak on the attack that I did.
Okay.
Specifically.
Okay. I know. Last night you spoke about things being a blur.
Yeah, it didn't seem real at all. I was like, it didn't. Even when I woke up today, I guess it still felt like I was like having a dream or something. But no, it didn't seem real.
Yeah. So after you mentioned several times how surprisingly easy it was to do it, but then after it happened, the oh shit factor kind of came in. Sorry about that.
No problem. Yeah.
But
yeah, I didn't.
Even with that surreal feeling that you had kind of described, do you recall the direction and you drove and where you went?
I think eventually, I'll be able to talk about it. Like, if you're talking about specifics, but it's just at this current moment, I just don't think I can.
Are you really cold?
Yeah, I don't know why.
Okay.
I don't know.
It could be like, yeah. I mean, it is always cold down here, and it's also probably a physiological reaction of what you're going through right now. Do you need anything?
I can wait till I leave Yeah, I can wait till I leave.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
You just have to say whatever it is, and I'm going to help you get that.
Okay. Yeah. In terms of when you were talking about, like, when you were saying, like, oh, do you have close connections in your life? I mean, I wouldn't say haven't had any, but I would say that I didn't feel like I had much to lose at all.
Yeah.
And if I did, I wouldn't have done it because there would have been something else, but I didn't really have much to lose.
Okay. Is that a recent thing that maybe you didn't have close connections of recently, or has that been like that for a while?
No, it's been like that for a while.
Okay. What would you say was your last close connection, human connection?
Well, I probably won't speak on that this time.
Okay. Okay. Did you spend a lot of time chatting with people on the internet?
No.
Not even necessarily about this, but just in general. Were you part of chat groups or anything like that?
No. I was very paranoid about offense.
Yeah. Is there anyone you'd like me to call for you?
I mean, I would like to, but I understand that's not something you guys have to do.
No, you're right. It's not. But is there somebody out there?
I kind of would like to just, I don't know, actually, at this point, to be honest.
I'll let you know that we've, in our investigation so far, and it's still pretty early, we've talked to several people that are in your life, okay? Or were in your life. Which is that's the way it is, In investigations, we go in an effort to find out as much about you as we can, where this may have come from. But if there's somebody in particular that you would like me to reach out to, I can do that.
Okay, I'll let you know.
Okay. Did you spray paint that cross on your shirt?
Yes, it was just a joke.
Yeah. Is that what it is on spray paint?
Yeah.
Okay. Anybody else have access to your apartment?
No.
Are you on a friend basis with anybody in that building?
No, sir.
Just hold on a second, okay?
Oh, thanks. I appreciate that.
Hey, you mentioned that the Crusader thing was a joke, right? That you did for a joke?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, sure. Okay. Who is that a joke for? Like, who's meant to get the joke?
Well, there was no real point because I was wearing something over it anyway. But I don't know. I just thought it kind of made sense, I guess, for what I was planning on doing.
Okay.
But
right, because like the history of Crusaders and the Crusades with the Muslim people.
Yeah, but it wasn't even visible, right? Because I had a bulletproof vest, so it was kind of pointless anyway. But I was just like, well, whatever. I guess I was just like, why the hell not?
When did you make that shirt?
A few months ago. I just held it like on decoration on my wall first.
Okay.
Just for fun.
You said when you got arrested that you were being cocky, but then it had changed.
Yeah, I guess I think I don't know what because I had like this huge sense of relief almost because like the pent up because it was just like finally I actually went through with it. Like it's like okay, it's over. I'm going to jail now. It's done. I did it. And I guess that was kind of a relief. So I was relieved in that sense, like, okay, I finally just did it and went through with this.
Yeah.
Yeah. It felt like a burden was off my back that I had finally actually followed through with something.
Was that an immediate feeling of relief?
No, my first was just I felt sick, and I still do feel sick, and I always will feel sick because that wasn't a very pleasurable thing to do. But the fact that I had followed through was a bit of a relief as well. But it still didn't seem, it just didn't seem real when it happened.
Do you recall seeing, I know you said, again, it was a blur. Do you recall seeing those people prior to your vehicle striking them?
At the current time, I just don't wish to speak on the action that I did, the specific action that I did.
Okay. How about this? Last night when you were talking about this, you said, I don't have any regrets. I don't regret doing it. And I believe your other words were something similar to, I didn't want to do it, but I felt like I had no other option, and I don't regret it. Do you regret it now? Is it different for you now?
I don't know how I feel now. I'm still thinking.
Okay. Do you recall, again, when I brought up you being cocky, or your words were that you were cocky for a little bit.
Yeah.
What makes you think, or what makes you say that? What's cocky? What was cocky about it?
Oh, I was acting snobby. Like I was acting like a snob when it first happened. I don't know. I guess for some reason I just found it hard to take cops seriously when they were all wearing masks. Or no, it just looked kind of weird to me. I guess I just wasn't used to cops, seeing all these cops wearing masks. But that wasn't really why. I don't know. My demeanor changed. I don't.
Yeah.
Not feeling like that anymore. But at the time, yeah, I was being a bit cocky.
Okay. Do you recall any of the things you said to the officers there?
Yeah.
You do remember them?
I remember some of the things that I said.
Okay. One of the things that you said is, I hope the news is here. Or that's what I was told anyway. Do you recall saying that?
No, I don't think I said that. I think I said I'm surprised that they're not here.
Oh, okay.
I don't think I said
All right.
I hope they're here.
Okay, good. I'm glad you corrected me because I don't want to put words in your mouth. Sometimes things get lost in translation.
I don't know. Just do the investigation. I'm sure you'll find everything you need to know.
It's baffling. It's kind of baffling. So I want to clarify it. That's all.
It's just my demeanor between then and now is different, so I just don't really.
Okay.
I can explain later, maybe.
Okay. You want to reach out to me at some point in the future and we can talk again?
Sure.
I mean, that's totally your call. I'm just letting you know I'm open to it at any time. You just have to call. Reach out. And I'll come and see you wherever you are. Do you have any questions about this process?
No, I'm just going to deal with whatever happens.
Is that something that you kind of resigned yourself to the fact that before you did this?
Oh yeah, I've been trying to mentally prepare myself to spend the rest of my life in jail.
All for the sake of this message.
Yep.
Right. And then I think when we were talking earlier, you mentioned that you had targeted or you had focused your attention on Muslim people and said, well, I could have chosen a more sympathetic target, but I chose to go down this path instead.
Yeah.
What's the other sympathetic target that you're referring to?
Oh, well, there's lots more sympathetic targets. I mean, if you were to say, kill Antifa or something, a lot of people would be sympathetic to that because they've seen so many videos of, people getting beat up by Antifa and the cops letting them off.
Yeah.
So there's tons of targets that would be a lot more sympathetic. Or even to say you were to kill some politician that was being a tyrant or something. Well, obviously that's a much more difficult target, but there's many, potentially targets that would be more sympathetic to the public. For example, say there were a bunch of CEOs, and they're all meeting up to talk about their new stupid planning whatever stupid new far left policies are going to be pushing. People would be a lot more sympathetic to a target like that as opposed to.
Nate, did you ever take any other action in any others, in the name of any other cause, or even in this cause, prior to yesterday?
No, it's not. That would have just been risking getting caught, so that would have been stupid.
The man that you referenced as an inspiration for you in New Zealand, again, I can't remember his name.
Mr. Tarrant.
Tarrant. He's actually an Australian, is that right? I looked him up a little bit since you and I talked last, and I don't know if it originated with him, but I believe in his when he was taken into custody or when he was on the news. I'm not exactly sure, but he flashed those OK signs, those what would traditionally be called an OK sign, when someone makes that circle and sticks the three fingers up. I know that's something that you and I have already talked about you doing at the scene last night, or where you were arrested.
Yeah.
Is that where it originated from?
Yeah.
Okay. What does that mean to you?
Maybe I'll pass on that question until I talk to you next.
Okay. All right. Well, you would probably know it way better than me because I just looked it up. I just read about this guy down in New Zealand there. Although I was aware that had happened, I didn't know his name. I didn't know what his motivations specifically were. But it sounded like, from what I learned, that symbol had turned into from some type of joke had turned into a symbol for white power. Is that accurate?
Yes. It's trolling, so basically they hijacked the symbol and said, hey, I bet we can make them, they're basically like, hey, liberals call everything racist. I bet we can make them think that the OK symbol's racist, and it worked. It was like a successful troll, basically. Okay.
And what's trolling? I'm an old dude now.
Oh, it's fine. It's like basically in internet culture when you, it sort of is like means bullying, but it's like, so basically hijacking the symbol was a form of trolling. Okay. So basically people successfully made the entire world now consider that symbol to be evil, even though it used to just mean okay. Right. Because they're like, basically they're trying to hijack mainstream culture and be like, okay, the stupid liberals call everything racist all day, every day. So I bet we can make them think that the OK symbol's racist, and it worked. So that's a form of trolling.
Okay. All right. And then I think that's what when I said it started as some type of joke or whatever. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But then people in the white nationalist groups or whatever they're called started using it as a symbol for just that. Yeah. Okay. When you did that yesterday, was that your intention?
Yes.
To demonstrate your belief in white power?
Nationalism, yes.
Is there a difference?
Well, I just don't use the word white power just because it's just confusing to people, because they, in their mind, they equate that with wanting to, like, enslave the black skin or something. And it's like, no, you just want ethnic autonomy over your own country. You just think that white people have the right to exist and don't have to give over everything to foreigners and immigrants and people who are basically replacing us.
Nate, do you belong to a white nationalist group?
No, I wouldn't. It would be that would be stupid, because it would just put me on a watch list.
So have you ever belonged to anything like that?
No. Okay. Always stayed. Should stay clear. They're all just federal. They're all honeypots, all of them. I guess not all of them, but pretty much all are honeypots.
You maintained last night that it was your I don't know if it was your hope, but it was a bonus to you that others would see this, what you'd done, and other like-minded people would commit similar acts.
Right, and when I say bonus, I mean because I don't want it. You misunderstand me. I think that justifies. No, the justification for it, I believe, was the message that I was meaning to send. That is what I believe justifies what I did. But yeah, that is a bonus. Yes, is to increase the morale, basically.
Okay.
Because a lot of people are very down right now and feel like the situation is hopeless.
And you were willing to sacrifice the rest of your life to help bring up the morale of white people are like-minded to your belief system.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, no, because that wasn't the reason why. I wasn't sacrificing to that wasn't the main reason. I already explained to you what the main reason. That's a side like side thing. Mm-hmm. So So I wouldn't say I sacrificed for that, because no, I sacrificed for what I told you.
Right.
The main reason was that's just a side.
A bonus.
Yeah.
You said the first was revenge for a warning, to the...
Warning and revenge, both of those. Well, actually, revenge is secondary too. Warning was reason number one.
Right. Is there anything else you think I should understand?
No, I mean, I'm sure as time goes on, you'll probably learn more, but, and I guess I'll probably be talking to you more in the future at some point, but, I'm not really sure what else to say, unless you have something else.
Yeah. I would like to talk to you again. I want to, I certainly hope you understand that I don't this isn't something I condone. I don't agree with you. I hope you know that.
Oh, well, obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I am interested in understanding what has motivated you to do something, to culminate in that decision that was made yesterday. Or maybe it wasn't made yesterday. Maybe it was made months before that. It just happened yesterday, because I'm having trouble understanding why yesterday was the day.
I am too, actually, to be honest. I wasn't expecting it to be yesterday. But I was planning for the summer, to do something in the summer.
I'm going to tell you something that you said to me last night. If you don't remember it or you don't agree with it, just let me know. I want it to be accurate. I don't want to put words in your mouth. But I asked you a question about what your intention was when you left your apartment, and you said to kill Muslims. Do you recall that?
Did I say that?
That's how I recall it.
Yeah, I think I did say that.
And if that's not the case, then correct me.
Okay. Well, I probably did say that. I am on recording, so I probably did say that.
Okay. If you don't remember, that's fine. But that's my understanding of it. So and my recollection of it is.
Okay. I don't remember what I said.
Okay. You don't even remember that?
I don't know. I don't know. My memory's a little.
Yeah, a lot's been going on. Understand. That's my recollection of it. I asked you when you left your apartment, and you said, "Oh, you might see me going back and forth in the hallway," because I was unsure. I'd walked in the hallway and I was like, "Oh fuck!" And then I walked back, and then I walked, and then you ended up leaving eventually. But I asked what your intention was, and you said, if I recall correctly, to kill Muslims. From what I understand, you didn't have a specific target. You were looking for Muslims in general. You told me that you didn't know the people that you ran over. You didn't know them.
I'm not sure what you're asking.
I'm just wondering if you remember saying that.
Well, I'm just not. I don't know, but and I know what you're saying. You're not going to try to trick me, but I don't want to accidentally admit something, because I don't remember everything from yesterday.
Okay, so that's fine, and I do not want to trick you.
Right.
In our conversation last night, though, you did tell me about running over the family with your truck. You didn't say family, you said people. I just want to be clear about that. You and I discussed that. We talked about that. You told me that. I'm getting away from my question, though. My question was, was there a number of people? Did you know you wanted to kill a certain number of people, or as many people as you could?
Maybe I'll speak to you more later, if that's okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Whenever there's a question that I can't answer, I'll just say that.
Okay. Did you know that family?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
when you say that to me, Nate, it makes me think that this wasn't random. It wasn't any Muslim. It was those Muslims.
No, I'm sorry, man. I'll give more details later. I really can't right now.
Okay, just give me a second. warming up at all?
Yeah, thank you.
I apologize for we talked a lot. We've talked a lot. I have a lot of questions. This is a major incident, right? So.
Oh yeah, I understand.
I think you knew that it would be. And some of the things that you say spur me to think other things, other questions.
Yeah, I haven't probably been completely clear with you, so maybe that can change in the future, but there's not a lot that I can really say right now.
Okay. Well, and I honestly don't know how much this changes things for you overall, and I could be way off, but based on what I've learned from you, let me ask you this. We've one of the people we've spoken to overnight, not me, but one of my partners, spoke with somebody that knows you, who mentioned that you have a Muslim friend.
Well, he's more secular, but he's probably the closest. I guess we're probably not friends anymore, but
because of this?
Probably not. I doubt he wants anything to do with me, but yeah, he's probably the closest friend I've ever had. But he's more secular. He wasn't.
What do you mean? What does secular mean to you?
Like he technically comes from a Muslim family, but he's not really Muslim himself.
And who are we talking about?
Oh, you're wanting to know who?
Yeah. We're going to find out. Anyway, I think someone said the name Ishmael to me. This is the closest friend you've ever had?
Yes.
Can you see how confusing that is for us?
Well, he's not really Muslim.
It comes from a Muslim family.
Yeah, but they're from Turkey. It's not really the same thing.
It's not?
No. Look, I've said before, I didn't want to do this. I just felt like I had to. This was very, very, very distasteful. I just felt like it was the only way I could send the message that I had to send. If it was a peaceful option, I would have chosen that and been happy to just speak my mind as a private citizen and live a normal life, but I didn't feel that was possible. Because, as I was saying before, people who do speak their minds and be peaceful, they get charged with hate speech and locked up anyway. So, I didn't really see much of it. I felt like I was in a bit of a pickle without not knowing feeling like I had any other option.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we did talk a lot about that last night. That was one of the main themes, I think, for you, was that there was no other way anymore.
No, not that I could see. I know everything that we talk about can be shared with the media. So
we will not be sharing this with the media. Our conversation is not going out to the media. That is not something that we do. Okay?
Well, I've seen many, but I've seen documentary footage with police interviews.
Oh, yes, I had.
So that's what I mean. It's just at this current time, I can't speak on the actions that I committed. At this current time, I can't. So I apologize for that, but.
Can you tell me why you can't? That makes a big difference. You understand that? It makes a huge difference to me. Up until 10 minutes ago, I was under the impression that you were just looking for any Muslim people. But now, that's not the case, is it? It was those people.
No. I'll speak to you later, but no, I think you have the wrong idea.
Okay.
But I'll talk to you about it in more detail later.
Well, that is certainly, I'm happy to do that. I'm happy to talk to you about this. Is there a reason why it would have to be later as opposed to now?
Yeah.
We've talked a lot about what happened.
I know.
You've told me a lot about what you did.
Yeah.
It seems odd that you wouldn't.
I just feel different right now. I just don't feel the same way I did yesterday.
Did you know those people?
I can neither confirm nor deny.
Did you know they were going to be at that intersection?
I can neither confirm nor deny. I'm sorry. I'll speak to you in more detail.
Okay,
later. I can't. I don't feel in the position to speak about what I did.
So we're going to have a conversation in the future, and you're going to clear this up, this particular issue up?
Yes, I'd like to.
Okay, I would like that very much. But again, it's your decision, and I'll touch base with you in the future.
I understand you're just doing your job.
Yeah. That is a big, that is a huge question mark for me right now.
Okay.
Do you have any questions for me?
No, I'm just going to deal with whatever happens.
Okay. Before we finished this morning, I told you before that it's extremely important in general, but it's really important to me that we as police officers get this right. Any crime, it's important to me we get it right. This is a huge event. This is a tragedy. I know you may not see it that way. It's important to me that we get it right.
I understand that.
Is there other people out there that we need to be talking to about this that you are aware of?
No, there's nobody else that was in connection to what I did. This was lone wolf.
There's nobody else in this city or in this world that you discussed this incident with prior to doing it?
No, I'm not that stupid. That would have been that would have been a bad thing, a stupid thing to do if I would have just gotten caught.
And once again, just in relation to the safety of our officers that are going to be at your place at some point in the future.
Yeah, I understand you. I understand you can't take me at face value, but I am telling the truth that there's nothing there.
Okay.
There's nothing there.
There's no firearms.
No.
Nothing that's going to hurt our officers.
No. It's a mess, but there's nothing.
No other people inside there.
No.
Okay. I'm going to just. This is my last trip out. Just give me a second. I will be in touch, and then again, if you want, at any point today, you want to speak to a lawyer again, you have a specific lawyer you want to speak to, just say the word, and the sergeant will get you in touch with that.
Thank you, sir.